has come to our attention that in the early years of the 21st century, man was being closely watched by intelligence greater than theirs. It somehow mortal as their own.
Through the chaos, we become the Fanatics. The Fanatics and the Fan.
That's right, folks. You are listening to Fanatics and the Fan, and we are at day one of Visioncon! God, I love this place. I am honored to have on my panel at my podcast one of the coolest guys. Crazy. I will never ask him for money. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to my show, Mr. Mikey Mason. Are you caught up to on your Flash, buddy?
Oh, am I allowed to talk now?
Yeah, you can talk
I'm
now.
just checking because I wasn't allowed to talk a minute ago. No, I'm not completely caught up on my Flash. I think I'm missing the last 2 episodes.
Really?
Maybe, yeah. I catch up. I binge it.
I know somebody else that does that, and
I do.
Correct me if I'm wrong. You're actually watching a little bit of television now, with your little purple self.
Maybe. Pink.
Pink. I'm sorry.
Maybe.
Hot pink.
I might be watching.
I'm so
TV.
proud of you.
Well, I'm not really watching it as it's happening. I'm Netflix watching it. So.
What are you stuck on?
I just finished season 2 of iZombie.
Nice.
So.
Is that the sequel to iCarly?
No, and it's really unfortunate because iZombie would be way awesomer with spaghetti tacos.
Yes, and Sam was entirely too hot to remain living for too long.
I never thought in a million years, I think you remember this, I said that iZombie was not going to work. The show was...
Dude, it's amazing.
Is it?
I know!
It's amazing.
I blame my other guests.
It is because as far as like a show that follows to a comic, it follows to a comic. I mean, it's not like your other shows that you see on TV and they're like, oh, look, it's a comic book guy. And, oh, look, we are going to put in a scene that might be in a comic book. Like, you're watching a comic book. It's pretty damn cool.
Huh. And you know one of the best things, one of the things that's happened since the last time I saw you is I got a news guy.
Yeah?
I got a news guy. He gives me all the greatest and latest updates and keeps me updated on all the geek stuff.
Hey, can you get me one of those?
Yeah, no, I'm not sharing.
On the beerpoweredtimemachine.com. I'm sorry.
So real quick with your geek news from geekycool.com, Mr. Larry Light.
Hello, this is Larry Lytle coming to you live from Branson, Missouri at Visioncon.
Yeah. Every time we say that, we have to woo state law.
It's the state law. Let me bring you guys a little bit of news that's out there in case you've missed what's been going on this week. Netflix has announced they've cast Finn Jones of Game of Thrones fame as Daniel Rad and Iron Fist for Marvel's upcoming Iron Fist.
Which is actually awesome casting, and people are already complaining that he's not Asian because apparently they've never read a comic book.
You're stealing my news here.
I'm sorry.
He's an MC, it's what he does.
Oh, well, okay then. That's all right.
I'm going to steal your thunder at every opportunity.
My
bad.
I'll delay the pauses then. All right, Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice has announced that they will be having an R-rated version of the DVD if you purchase it. You can buy Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice Ultimate Edition to get the R-rated information.
Is it because they're all naked?
It's because Deadpool makes a
Deadpool
cameo.
ripoff.
It's because of Deadpool, but
This is why you don't have a news guy.
They still wear the capes, though, right?
I think that's a different show. But talking about that, director Peyton Reed of Marvel's Ant-Man and the Wasp did announce on a tweet this week that Marvel's Ant-Man and the Wasp will be NC-17. Now, we believe that is probably just to poke fun at the whole Deadpool thing, but who knows at this point what could happen, because there is that one scene where Ant-Man does do a little fun shrinking with the Wasp, so we'll see. Also,
Shouldn't
Don't
she
wasps
be
kill
shrinking a
ants?
little bit? Anyway, I'm sorry.
yeah.
Physiologically
All right, moving right along. Pacific Rim 2 is back on after it being delayed and pushed off and then canceled and now back. Pacific Rim 2 will be directed by Stephen S. DeKnight. That'll be his first time directing a movie, but he has directed several episodes of several geeky television shows.
And iCarly. Probably not. Probably not.
And finally, NBC's DC sitcom Powerless has added 4 cast members this week. Vanessa Hudgens, who is of High School Musical fame, will be the main star.
She's hot. How could you mess up her name?
Also,
You can't just give Vanessa Hudgens to High School Musical and that's it.
that's where she's famous for.
She also cameoed in iCarly.
Again, this is why you don't have an
Firefly fame Alan Tudyk will also be on the
Wait,
show.
wasn't she in Sucker Punch?
No, Alan Tudyk was not a she in Sucker Punch.
No.
Danny-
Vanessa Hudgens. She was Goggles, wasn't she?
She was in, yes, she was in Sucker Punch,
Yeah.
which is a great show.
But we were talking about Wash. We can
Sorry.
put Vanessa Hudgens on
I'm
hold.
sorry.
Yes, Wash will be on the show.
This is
Danny-
every week.
Danny Pudding and Christina Kirk were also added to the cast. And also, of course, the big news is we're here live at Visioncon in Branson, Missouri.
State law, gotta do it.
Back to you, Hawk.
You know what's funny is I actually sit and plan these things. Believe it or not, this is hard work. I type and I make phone. I call you like 2-3 times a week. I send texts. I text you all the time. This is what I get.
No. You knew what you were going to get when you asked me to be on this show.
Well, of course.
All right.
The great thing about me being on the show is Hawk never knows what he's going to get.
Yes, we're here to kick your plans in the Gennards
Speaking of which,
with spaghetti tacos.
one of the best things about having Tony on the show is the tech stuff that she delivers.
Oh, yeah. What do you want to talk about?
What do you got for me? I love your tech stuff.
I don't know. There's a whole bunch of stuff that's been going on. There's crazy food things that are happening. There's crazy.
And she
water
actually
things that are
really
happening.
gets excited
No,
about crazy food
yeah,
things. Like
there's-
she will
crazy
post
food
them on
things,
our
I can tell
Facebook
you.
all the
And all
time.
of you guys who are here in Branson, if you need to know where you want to go eat in this town, I will hook you up. Okay, right. So anyway, there's some great tech things going on in the world right now. This might be something that's good for all of the theater people out there, very much like me. There is a new moving light fixture out that is also a fogger that is also a smoke machine.
Nice. Actually, that's very nice.
Yeah, pretty cool. And even if you're not a theater tech, it's a light that moves, that has color, that has patterns, it shoots smoke, and it has fog. So, like, imagine how cool that would be on your garage at Halloween.
So is that LED? Because it's got to be.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
LED, and in fact, it's as far as I know, it's an elation product.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so there'll be one at
putting it
Mikey
out,
Mason's
and
house
it's,
by
it's about
Halloween, I'm
yay
sure.
big. It's pretty cool. It does a full 360 and it pan and tilts almost an entire 190. So I mean, it does some pretty cool.
I'm gonna
stuff.
let her talk about the one thing she ever only wants to talk about because we talked about it twice already today. There was some recent releases of some still pictures, and yes, all of the ladies in the room can get hyper and get all gooey. They released stills from Justice League of Jason Momoa in costume.
Oh, talking about the ladies getting gooey. What is wrong with you? You don't like Khal Drogo? You're not human.
Come on, Jason Momoa.
And he's
come
Aquaman.
on.
Dude is Arthur Curry as a buff Samoan Arthur Curry.
Which is exactly why there's a girl sitting between us.
If you didn't get at least semi-hard when I said that, you're wrong.
Right? Jason Momoa
Exactly.
is going to be Aquaman.
My last Visioncon show, that's all she said for a half hour.
Aquaman
Action
figure.
figure.
It's about this big, and it's like anatomically correct, and I mean anatomically correct.
Right, you just can't say Jason Momoa without putting some hand gestures in there.
Or say he's going to be Aquaman.
Of course, rumor has it that DC and the movies, Warner Brothers, may delay a Justice League movie if Batman vs. Superman tanks.
Batman vs. Superman is not going to tank. The trailer for Batman vs. Superman is already both the best Batman movie ever made and the best Superman movie ever made. And I'll fight anybody.
Do you know why it's the best Superman movie ever made? Because Batman's in it.
Okay. I'll tell you why it's the best Superman movie ever made. He says no words in it. Zero. It's just Henry Cavill looking hot and buff as Superman with junk. And then, there's Batman. And by the way, I am all in on Batfleck. All in. Oh my Lord. You look at that dude, and then you watch him just pummel the most vicious, brutal bat fight ever. And it's in a freaking trailer. Now you add Jason Momoa to that, and he's not even hard when I said that. And I'm saying you're wrong, Hawk.
I love you.
Hey, the only reason I want to see the movie is Wonder Woman. I'm sorry.
That's why I want to see it.
Yeah, I'm in with that.
I
Wonder
want
Woman.
to see it because I was wearing another.
I think you're wearing I think you're wearing Wonder Woman like a beard, Hawk. That's what I think you're wearing. Wonder Woman.
So I'm just a poll of the panel as well as the room.
On the show, aside from the time I dropped an F-bomb.
Yes, she did. And of course, it wasn't the show I was recording. It was live.
What's an
Hey. So this my first question is for the panel as well as for the room. I'm assuming everybody is actually seeing the new hottest movie out right now called Deadpool.
Twice.
What's everybody's number? What's your number? And I know you had to see it more than once. Yes, I'm pointing to you, woman. You want me to, how many times did you see it?
Come on, Mario, pony up.
How many
How
times
many
did you see it? Twice?
Two.
What about you? Just one. Lightweight. What about you, Mikey?
At least she's seen
Just
it.
once. I don't need to see it again until it comes out and I can freeze frame that 5-minute montage of Morena Baccarin and what's his name? That other guy. Like all season tires. Like every season.
A year ago,
Where did he put the ring?
A year ago,
I know
when
where he put the ring.
when they announced this thing, we were saying, you remember this, Tony? You said, you need to go see the Deadpool, but if you take your kids, you're not a really good parent because that's going to be a rated R. It was a hard R, in my opinion.
Everybody else has seen all of the posts and things and stuff that was on Facebook and all over the news about all these parents who are complaining that Deadpool was a horrible movie to take their kid to. It's
Rated R. And it's Deadpool.
Too, and I love all the parents who were like, well, it would have been nice if we got a warning. Well, I don't know, parents. Do you read?
Buy a comic?
Right. Like, you see the big R in a red, like, you're either colorblind, blind, or you can't.
Even the
see
trailers
right.
were kind of rated R.
Right.
Man, this was really
This is a hard R. It really was.
And so for all the people out there who complain, they actually put forth a legitimate complaint to where the studio was like, oh, well, maybe we shouldn't do, like, R-rated superhero movies. That's a load of beat crap.
It's not going to happen.
Like,
You know why?
seriously,
Because it's already past The Force Awakens and Profits. They don't care. They're going to put out rated
They
X
don't care. Right.
superhero movies.
Which
They'll
they
put out a rated X Golden Girls movie that makes that kind of
should.
thing.
What I thought was
Betty White
funny.
is awesome and she's hot. That's right.
See, now he gets a hard on.
What do you mean now? We said Momoa. I'm already
Let
there.
me get on my phone. I'll find a picture of Betty White. Hold on.
I read the best article that said the reason that Deadpool was doing as well as it is not because everybody was looking for that rated R movie. It was because it actually stayed
It was so true.
to the comic.
It was
It
so
is.
true.
And you know what?
I like they're shaking their heads like they already know.
This is the truth.
We was there. We seen it.
I don't like the comic book Deadpool.
I'm not
I
a
find
fan.
it hard to read.
Yeah.
Okay,
Boom.
boom. Betty White hat.
Oh, I know.
That's my tech girl, okay?
Dude, I know.
Anyway, totally hot.
You want me to find some burlesque photos?
I've already got some.
Oh,
Anyway, I can't stand the Deadpool comic, and not because it's bad. It's just not for me. You know what I mean?
Right.
So but I can read maybe 3 pages if it's something specific that I want,
Right.
that I'm interested in. But it bugs the crap out of me. But seeing it on the screen was a totally different experience. It was Deadpool as cinematic as Deadpool should have been.
So then that leads me to my first question, or my first real question. And this is for all of the panelists, because I know there's a couple of comic book geeks up here. What's the last comic book you bought?
The last comic book I bought was
Like excited to buy. Like I'm going to the comic book store to
Animal
buy this.
Man Volume 1 trade paperback.
I remember that. Actually.
Talking about breaking the fourth wall. Grant Morrison, when he was literally, when that was a really edgy thing, to have the comic character realize that he was a comic character.
Yeah.
I mean, that was pretty edgy, man.
Okay, my answer is not nearly as fun as that, but my monthly thing that I get the most excited about is Miss Marvel. A great young teenage character, is super well written, so I'm excited every week.
the last comic book I bought, Marvel Wizard of Oz.
This is why I love her.
Moaz.
Actually, I thought about
That's
you
the
last week. Did you watch the
Like,
Disney?
surprise.
Did you watch the Disney 60-year thing?
No, actually, I didn't.
Oh,
But I
it was
did watch
awesome.
the opening bit when Dick Van Dyke came out and did Step in Time.